Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell, get all the updates. Rest every day's video. The beer's courtesy of Chris. Thanks so much, Chris. I really appreciate it. So this is from Dancing Gnome, and I haven't had many beers from them, so I'm super excited. Riverscape, like Dreamscape or whatever, like Riverscape. Triple IPA, 11% ABV. Protect Pennsylvania's rivers and streams. So that's what I thought the beer was named when I think, if I remember correctly, doing the unboxing, but on the side there it looks like it's Riverscape. But I wonder, I didn't end up looking it up because if you watch my channel a lot, I try to go into these reviews as blind as possible. So I didn't look it up because I didn't want to inadvertently say anything about the beer, like what it tastes like or what they think it tastes like. But I wonder if like some of the proceeds go to actually helping protect rivers and streams in Pennsylvania. Seems like a weird thing to put on there, like, hey, just as an FYI, you should care about this. I don't know, usually you see some donation going with it. But anyway, a lot of talk and not a lot of beer review. And we come for the beer reviews. Your channel's not No Hype talks about nonsense. It's No Hype Beer Reviews. All right, so triple IPA, 11%. Doesn't say the hop or hops in it. Again, I didn't look anything up, so I'm going in blind. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty thick-looking beer. It does have like that darker color, orange, not quite brown, but definitely going more towards that than yellow. Not much of I had, about a quarter of a finger. It's barely off Whitehead. Little bit of legs, yep. Lacing goes away very quickly, showing that ABV for sure. Let's get to the aroma. It's very ripe fruit. This is pretty cool. All right, so I'm getting some like citrus and the tropical stuff that you typically get with beers that look like this that are in the IPA family, right? And then sometimes, and I'm blanking on some of the hops that can kick it out. I'm also getting like what people will call like orchard fruits, like a little bit like apple and pear too, which is kind of cool. A lot of peach, orange specifically, a little bit of pineapple specifically, some mango. I will say this, the more I'm smelling it, the more I'm getting that tropical stuff, that citrus stuff, but there's still just enough of this apple pear thing that's kind of keeping me interested. It doesn't smell like a lot of other, in a lot of ways, this beer smells like other beers like this, but then it has this other layer to it, which I'm really appreciating. And that's that apple and pear thing. But it's not like overly done, but it's definitely there. And again, very ripe fruits. It smells very fruity that way. In some ways like a fruit salad or almost like a smoothie where you've like blended things up, but you can still kind of get individual things. So it also has that element, which is pretty cool. It's about the taste. Cheers. Thanks again, Chris. That alcohol is trying so hard for you to taste it. First sip, I'm gonna give it to him on the first sip anyway. Dancing, because it's the thing I don't like about triple IPAs. If I can taste alcohol, it usually just takes me out of the experience. Dancing Gnome, first sip anyway. We'll see if it compounds after a couple sips with the alcohol taste. But first sip, the rest of the beer is able to mask the alcohol enough. So well done there. Nice mouthfeel, all that kind of stuff. It definitely like drinks like a bigger beer. So like you're not like drinking 11%, but it drinks like a double, right? Like it does have more heft to it, so that's good, because if I'm going to have the extra alcohol and calories, it better have extra flavor, extra oomph, right? And this does. So there's a bunch of positive things right out the gate. I'm getting a little nervous as I take more sips if I'm going to change my opinion about hiding the alcohol, or not even hiding, because it's interestingly present. It's more of like everything else in the beer is like almost like overpowering is probably a better word, the alcohol. It does have a lot of those fruity flavors also, so like it does go that way because in the sweeter, riper fruity flavors, but because of that alcohol dryness, it's not overly sweet. So far, a lot of positives. As I'm talking, and it's been a while since I've had a sip, it's so interesting. There's still this like battle going on where it's like, no, the fruitiness is still covering the alcohol enough, right? Kind of a thing. It's really interesting because there's like this drying effect from the alcohol on my tongue. I'm going to guess some Citra in this because I'm getting big peach and mango. I get that nice orange. I'm going to say I still get a kiss of pineapple. So it could have maybe like a Galaxy or Vic Secret. Or it's just, something else is kicking that out. Or I'm just kind of perceiving this tropicalness in one way with the pineapple potentially. Second sip, the opposite is happening of what I was nervous about. I actually am getting less of that alcohol thing. So that's cool. Let's do a third sip. Some nice apricot, like dried apricot, which is interesting because it's a lot of like ripe fruit. But the way the apricot's there, little bit of like a Granny Smith. And again, and just like the aroma, like that's almost like last place thing I'm picking up. It's not at the forefront. So you do get a little bit of that like orchard fruit thing too, which is cool. For me, I've had plenty of sips at this point in terms of I think being well. Let me do one more just to be safe. Yeah, so however many it was at 4 sips, it does seem to be like tug of war. Gonna taste the alcohol, starts winning a little bit. Not gonna taste the alcohol enough or whatever, starts winning for a little bit. So that's my only knock on this beer. Everything else I'm on board with. Everything else. There's just enough of this, again, tug of war of will, or like the sitcom will they won't they kind of a thing with the alcohol. So if somehow we could dial that back, I would have nothing but praise for this beer. So like that's how close this beer is to just phenomenal, period. But there's just enough of that. Not that I rate beers. There's like, if this is phenomenal because of that, but it's still, at the very least, it's still a very good beer at the very least. So yeah, this is enjoyable. Don't get me wrong. This is very enjoyable. It's my only knock of the beer though. And that's a personal preference. I mean, I think most people probably agree with me. Actually, that might be a good thing to put in the comment section below. In a triple IPA, do you mind a little bit of alcohol taste? Do you expect it because it does have more alcohol? Or are you like me where you're like, if you're going to do it, I don't want to taste it? Good thing in the comment section below. Speaking of the comment section below, make sure you check my Instagram on Untappd. It's No Hype Beer Reviews about those places. So please like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, leave a comment. Cheers.